pause what you're doing. This message isn't for everyone. It's for the one who knows something just shifted in the spiritual realm. The one who feels that this time heaven really signed off on something massive. The one who stayed even when doors didn't. Jesus is saying, "Oh, you signed the scroll. Now, chosen one, receive the mansion. Not just in spirit, but in form. Not just in heaven, but on this earth." This is not just a video. This is a heavenly activation. And if you've been waiting for confirmation, this is it. God Himself saw you when you whispered, "I surrender." When you signed the scroll, in tears, in faith, in silence. And today, the delivery has been released. A mansion that was delayed is now in motion. The keys to your land, your legacy, and your property scrolls are literally being delivered. Let me say this clearly. There are moments in life where decision in heaven is final. No demon, no doubt, no delay can overturn it. Today is one of those moments. Chosen one. If this vision of inheritance and the royal mansion spoke to your spirit, press like right now to seal this moment in your heart. And subscribe to this channel so you never miss the messages meant to strengthen your faith, vision, and future. Do not leave this moment empty-handed. Mark it with your action. Chosen one. Pause. Do not scroll away from this moment, because sometimes destiny speaks quietly, and if you move too quickly, you miss the moment that was meant to change everything. My beloved child, imagine standing inside a great hall where ancient scrolls are kept. The room is silent. The air carries the weight of promises written long before today. And in that moment, a scroll is placed before you. A scroll that carries your name. Stay with me until the end of this message, because understanding the meaning of that scroll could change how you see your future. If you are ready to grow in faith and wisdom, press like as a sign that you are serious about building a life of stability. And subscribe if you want to keep hearing messages that encourage you to rise higher. Now listen carefully, because throughout Scripture, scrolls represent covenants and promises. When a scroll was opened, it revealed something that had already been written, something prepared before the moment arrived. My beloved child, imagine unrolling the scroll. The parchment is old, yet the writing is clear. It speaks of inheritance, not only wealth, but legacy, not only possessions, but responsibility. The scroll reveals something important. Before a person receives an inheritance, they must first understand their identity as an heir. An heir is someone whose future is connected to something greater than the present moment. Romans speaks about becoming heirs of promise, people whose lives are connected to something that stretches beyond their own years. An heir does not drift through life. An heir builds. An heir protects. An heir multiplies what has been entrusted to them. My beloved child, imagine walking from the Hall of Scrolls onto a vast piece of land. The ground stretches across the horizon. At the center of that land stands a magnificent mansion. Tall pillars, wide doors, windows shining with light. The mansion stands strong like a crown placed upon the land. This is the house of stability. This is the house of legacy. This is the house that represents the future being built. The mansion is not simply a building. It represents the life someone creates when wisdom guides their steps. Proverbs says that through wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. A strong house begins with strong decisions, brick by brick, year by year, step by step. My beloved child, imagine walking through the mansion doors. The halls are wide, light fills the rooms. Every window looks across the land, stretching into the distance. The mansion stands as a symbol of prosperity, built through discipline and faith. This is the kind of prosperity Scripture celebrates, not reckless wealth, but stable abundance. Psalm 112 describes the house of the righteous as filled with blessing, and their descendants becoming strong in the land. Notice the connection between house and land. The house represents stability. The land represents expansion. Together they form the picture of inheritance. Imagine standing on the balcony of the mansion. From this height you can see the entire estate, fields stretching across the horizon, trees rising across the land, paths moving through the property like quiet roads leading into the future. My beloved child, this vision represents something powerful, a life that is no longer drifting, a life that begins building something that lasts. Because true prosperity grows where wisdom is planted. True legacy rises where discipline protects what has been built. And when someone embraces that mindset, their life begins changing. They stop wandering, they start building, they stop reacting to circumstances, they begin shaping the future. Can you see it? A breathtaking Whitstone mansion surrounded by lush land, golden gates opening without resistance, palm trees dancing in divine breeze. Inside, windows that capture the sunrise, floors kissed with favor, walls saturated with peace. Yes, that's the mansion signed for you, and now it's being delivered. Not because of your strength, but because of your scroll, because heaven declared, the chosen one has fulfilled the agreement. Now release the inheritance. Though you were forsaken and hated, I will make you the everlasting pride and the joy of all generations. Instead of bronze, I will bring you gold. That mansion is your joy restoration. My beloved child, before this message ends, remember this. Every strong house begins with someone deciding to build wisely. Every great estate begins with someone choosing patience over impulse. Every legacy begins with a single person who refuses to let the future remain small. That person could be you. So if this message encouraged you to think bigger about your future, press like and subscribe so you can continue hearing messages that help you build a life of strength, stability, and legacy. Because sometimes the moment you begin building differently is the moment the entire story of your life begins to change. Heaven has declared your elevation. You are chosen to reign in wealth, royalty, and divine comfort. The gates of your luxury house are opening. Your $800 tillion inheritance has been released, and your master key is ready to unlock every door meant for you. This night, heaven seals your name among the blessed and established. To confirm your inheritance, tap the secure scan or PayPal link in the description. Speak boldly. Yes, God, I receive my luxury house, my inheritance, and my master key tonight. If you are among the first or at the top, you are the chosen one. Divine favor rests heavily upon you. Your royal season begins now. Rise, step forward, and take possession. Your reign starts tonight. God, the architect of all abundance, has personally selected you to be the first billionaire in your bloodline. This is your moment to break generational chains, to rewrite history, and to claim the opulent destiny that has always been yours in the divine plan. Your victory is not just assured, it is sealed in the very fabric of eternity. Chosen one, remain still for a moment longer. Do not move away from this vision now, because what you are about to see is the heart of the inheritance, the royal mansion. Look ahead. Across the horizon, the land opens wide like a kingdom waiting for its heir. The gates stand tall and golden, slowly opening as the wind moves through the estate. Beyond the gates, the long royal path begins. The path leads only to one place, the mansion. My beloved child, look at it. The royal mansion rises from the land like a crown placed upon the earth. It is not small, it is not hidden. It stands powerful, radiant, magnificent. Tall pillars reach toward the sky. Grand staircases rise toward enormous doors. Windows stretch across the mansion walls like shining mirrors reflecting light across the estate. This is the royal mansion vision. Walk closer. The estate surrounding the mansion spreads across endless land. Gardens bloom with color. Trees rise tall along the royal pathways. Fountains flow gently across the grounds, filling the air with the quiet sound of abundance. Everything surrounding the mansion speaks one language: prosperity. Royal prosperity. The mansion doors slowly open. Inside the mansion, the halls are vast and glowing. The ceilings rise high above like royal chambers built for kings and heirs. Marble floors shine beneath golden light. Every step echoes through the halls like the sound of legacy awakening. This is not an ordinary house. This is the royal mansion, the mansion of inheritance. Walk through the first hall. Rooms extend endlessly across the estate. Each room carries beauty, strength, and luxury. Chandeliers glow above the halls like stars suspended in the ceiling. The walls shine with a rich color and quiet power. The mansion breathes abundance. Every room reveals the vision of wealth. Every window reveals the land stretching across the estate. Walk toward the balcony. The doors open slowly. From the balcony, the entire royal estate becomes visible. Acres of land flowing outward like a kingdom. Gardens spreading across the fields. Rivers moving through the estate like silver pathways. The mansion stands at the center of everything like the throne of prosperity. My beloved child, this is the royal mansion vision, a house not built for struggle, a house built for abundance, a house standing strong in the center of endless land. Look again at the pillars, strong, unmovable. They hold the mansion high above the ground like guardians of legacy. Look again at the doors, wide, welcoming, prepared for generations to walk through them. Look again at the estate. The land continues expanding. The horizon continues stretching. The kingdom of the mansion continues growing. My beloved child, the royal mansion stands unmoved. The land remains. The estate breathes prosperity. The mansion shines across the land like a crown of inheritance. This is the royal mansion vision. Land, luxury, inheritance. A mansion standing strong at the center of an endless estate, shining with wealth, peace, and royal abundance. Why hasn't the promise shown up? But in the spirit, you already signed. You were approved. And now Jesus is saying, go back and claim what's been waiting. The wait wasn't punishment. It was placement to make sure when the delivery came it wouldn't go to the wrong hands. You think it's a coincidence you're hearing this message right now at this exact second? Number this is a heaven-timed alert. The package is in motion. The deed is being unrolled. The mansion is coming out of delay and into delivery. And Jesus says, because the chosen one signed, the keys are to be delivered today. Bible verse Deuteronomy 6:10-11. The Lord your God will bring you into a land with large flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of good things you did not provide. Bible verse Psalm 37:29. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell in it forever. Chosen one, remain inside this vision a little longer, because beyond the mansion, beyond the golden gates and shining halls, something even greater spreads across the horizon. The land of inheritance. Look beyond the mansion walls. The earth stretches outward without end. Acres upon acres of rich ground unfold like a kingdom rising from the soil. The wind moves across the fields, carrying the quiet sound of abundance. This is not ordinary land. This is inheritance land, royal land, land that carries the weight of legacy. My beloved child, step out from the mansion doors and stand upon the ground of the estate. Feel the land beneath your feet. This ground holds promise. This ground holds expansion. This ground holds the story of generations yet to come. The fields stretch into the horizon like waves of prosperity moving across the earth. Trees stand tall across the land like guardians of the estate. The rivers move through the fields like silver pathways flowing through the kingdom. Everything here speaks of wealth. Everything here speaks of inheritance. Everything here speaks of abundance without limit. The land does not stop. It continues expanding beyond what the eye can measure. Hills rise in the distance. Fields spread across valleys. Gardens bloom across the edges of the estate. This is the land of inheritance. From the highest point of the estate, the entire property becomes visible. The mansion stands proudly in the center. The fields spread outward in every direction. Roads move across the land like royal paths connecting every corner of the kingdom. My beloved child, this land carries the language of legacy. Generations will walk across these fields. Generations will build upon this ground. Generations will look across the estate and know that the land holds their story. The inheritance land does not fade, it grows. Year after year, the estate expands, the fields multiply. The property becomes greater with every passing season. The mansion watches over the land like a crown placed upon the kingdom. The gates stand open. The paths stretch across the estate. The rivers continue flowing across the fields. Everything here speaks the same truth. Inheritance, legacy, royal land. My beloved child, this is the land of inheritance. Endless fields of prosperity, endless acres of legacy, endless ground where the future rises generation after generation. The land remains, the estate expands, the inheritance continues unfolding across the earth like a kingdom built upon limitless ground. If your heart is beating faster, it's because your spirit is recognizing this word. It's activating. It's saying, this one is for me. You know the scroll. You signed it when you said yes to obedience, yes to faith, yes to surrender. Now Jesus says, then yes to you, my chosen. This is your scroll. This is your mansion. This is your moment. If your spirit knows this is your word, seal it boldly. Comment, I signed the scroll. And so, to confirm your inheritance, tap the secure scan or PayPal link in the description. Speak boldly. Yes, God, I receive my luxury house, my inheritance, and my master key tonight. If you are among the first or at the top, you are the chosen one. Divine favor rests heavily upon you. Not because of pressure, but because this is an activation moment. Let this be your divine witness, your proof of agreement. Chosen one, remain in this vision for one final moment, because the house that stands before you now is the sign that everything has been sealed. Look again at the estate. The land stretches endlessly across the horizon. Fields flow outward like waves of prosperity. The wind moves softly through the gardens and across the royal paths. And in the center of all this land, the house stands, the house of your future. My beloved child, look closely at the house. It rises strong above the estate like a crown placed upon the earth. The pillars stand tall and powerful. The doors are wide and magnificent. The windows shine across the land like lights of inheritance. This is not an ordinary house. This is the house of victory, the house where legacy begins. Walk slowly toward the entrance. The path across the estate leads directly to the mansion doors. Trees rise along the royal walkway. The air feels calm and powerful, as if the entire land recognizes the moment of arrival. The doors open. Inside the house, the halls are vast and glowing. Grand staircases rise toward the upper floors. Chandeliers shine above like stars lighting the rooms. The marble floors reflect the light of prosperity flowing through the mansion. Every room speaks the same message. Victory. Victory sealed within the house. Walk through the halls. Rooms stretch across the mansion like chambers of inheritance. Each room carries beauty, luxury, and calm strength. Every window looks outward across the land of inheritance. From inside the house, the entire estate becomes visible. Fields stretching across the horizon. Gardens blooming across the property. Rivers moving through the land like silver threads. Everything surrounds the mansion like a kingdom built around a throne. My beloved child, step onto the balcony. From here, the house reveals its true power. The mansion stands in the center of endless land. The estate surrounds it like a royal crown. The land continues expanding beyond the horizon. Victory sealed. The house stands. The estate breathes prosperity. The land continues growing. Look again at the pillars of the house. Strong, unmovable. They hold the mansion high above the estate like guardians of inheritance. Look again at the doors, wide, open, prepared for generations to walk through them. Look again at the estate. The fields remain endless. The land remains strong. The mansion remains shining at the center. Chosen one. The house of your future stands firm. The estate remains. The land continues expanding, and the mansion rises strong upon the earth like the crown of victory placed upon the kingdom of inheritance. Chosen one, before this vision closes, remain here for one last moment. Do not rush away now, because the final image is the one that stays with you. Before you leave this vision of the estate, take one small step. Press like to affirm this moment, and subscribe so you remain connected to every message about legacy, faith, and building a strong future. Look again at the estate. The land is still stretching beyond the horizon like a kingdom that has no end. The wind moves softly across the fields. The royal paths remain open, and in the center of all this land stands the mansion. The royal mansion, strong, radiant, unshaken. This is the house of your future. The pillars stand tall like guardians of legacy. The doors remain wide, ready for generations to walk through them. Light shines from every window, reaching across the land like a beacon that can be seen from far away. Victory has been sealed in this house. The land does not disappear. The estate does not shrink. The mansion does not fade. It stands. It remains. Walk once more across the grounds of the estate. The gardens stretch across the land. Trees rise tall along the royal paths. Rivers move quietly across the fields like silver lines flowing through the kingdom. Everything around the mansion speaks the same message: inheritance, legacy. Generations will walk this land. Generations will gather inside the mansion halls. Generations will stand on the balconies and look across the estate and know that this ground carries their story. Stand once more at the entrance of the mansion. Look back across the land, fields stretching into the distance, gardens glowing in the sunlight, paths crossing the estate like royal roads connecting the kingdom, and the mansion, still standing in the center, unmoved and powerful. Chosen one, this is where the vision pauses. But the estate remains, the mansion remains, the land remains. The inheritance continues unfolding across the horizon like a kingdom rising from the earth, strong, radiant, and eternal.